Have you ever been part of a group that was really tight, a team, a club, a family, a group of friends where you felt like, yeah, this is it? Um, Being part of a group with a bond is a really amazing experience. One of my experiences of that was my band, Tease. Um, we were together playing a lot of local gigs. We were a major sensation, I guess. But we loved playing with each other. We had a great time. And then life kind of changed, and we didn't do that again for 30 years. And then we had an opportunity for a reunion. And what I really loved was that we picked right up where we had left off. You know, we hardly even had to rehearse. I still had to try and learn the lyrics, but I wasn't any good at lyrics 30 years ago, never mind now. But other than that, like the chemistry, it was smooth and it was fun and it was a great experience. I wonder if you've ever had experience like that where people came together and, you know, made it work. Um, my father used to have an expression that something was for the birds. I don't know where that came from, but I think it always meant that it wasn't any good. And ironically enough, people would say community, okay, being part of groups is for the birds. Like it's annoying, it's challenging, it's really hard to do, a lot of dynamics and drama and whatever. But ironically, we can learn a lot about how to build community from the birds, specifically the geese. Um, Geese travel in a V formation, okay, and that lead roll, that one at the front, is really the most difficult because you're forming the wedge going forward, and so because it's the most difficult, they alternate it. They don't make somebody like be in that spot all the time, okay. They fly in that V formation because they can fly 75% further by doing that, okay, because the air is pushed back to those who are behind, okay. Um, Something really also cool that they do is if one of them should ever get injured, two of them will stay behind until they either get better or they pass. There's a loyalty that's there. And what they do is that the ones in the back will squawk encouragement for the ones in the front. And all those techniques, encouraging, staying with those who are suffering, working together in an efficient way and in a supportive way, okay, switching the burdens of responsibility and sharing them are all things that we could learn from in order to really build community that works. We're living in a time where people don't know how to do this anymore, it seems. And it's really important that we figure it out, that we be communities but that are rooted in love and in faith and support for each other. Another story that I don't know how true it is or not, but it really makes a point here. It's called the Rabbi's Gift. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. But there was a group of monks. Monks are religious men that live together in a monastery, in a community. They usually pray a lot, and sometimes they make really good wine. But this group of monks at this monastery, they were dying off. No new people were joining them. They were getting older, and it really bothered them. And they really felt like, wow, we had something good here, and no one seems to care. So what happens is, on the grounds of their monastery, they had a little cottage, and they rented that cottage out to an old rabbi that used to come by and pray there and think there and write there and read and whatever. And so they said, you know, that guy has a lot of wisdom. Let's go see if he has any ideas about how to help us with our situation, with our dilemma, about our group dying off. So the the head monk goes to meet with the rabbi. And they're sitting having coffee and they're talking about everything. And the rabbi says to the head monk, he says, I'm really sorry, but I don't think I can help you because my religion is hurting too. People don't care about it anymore. People don't want to celebrate it and practice it anymore. He says, but I'll tell you this. One of your group is the Messiah. And the head monk was like, didn't expect to hear that. Goes back to his brother monks, and they're all like, so what did he say? What did he say? He said, well, he didn't really have any advice because he said that their religion was suffering too, but he said that one of us is the Messiah. And that sunk into all the monks in the monastery. They started thinking, geez, I wonder if it's this guy. I wonder if it's that guy. This guy's annoying, but he actually helps out a lot. This one is really quiet, but he always seems to know the right thing to do. This one's the leader, and sometimes that's annoying, but he really is very wise. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's the one in the kitchen that doesn't do much but cook. But bottom line, this is a very kind person. So they all started to think like it was each other. And they started to treat each other really good. And then what happened was their life amongst each other flowed out. And people started to visit. And they started to pick up the vibe there. They started to see the way they treated each other, and that flowed into the way the guests and visitors were treated. And people started to join. And then what happened is that people joining, and it became a very large and flourishing community. And that story teaches us how do we really build community. Okay, we build it by treating each other, okay, as Jesus. It's like that person in front of you, that's Jesus right there in front of you. You know who does this really well? Pope Francis. You look at the way he interacts with every single person, with every photograph you'll ever see, any video you'll ever see. You can see it in his face, in his eyes. It's like, I'm meeting Jesus right now. And he's got that. And we can all have that. Okay? And that's the way you build community. It's no special tricks. It's no special, program or whatever. It's about people just truly treating each other the way God meant for us to treat each other.